Okay, so I just want to give you a quick overview of vectors. So vectors are really just right triangles. And so a vector is made up of, it's an arrow that you're drawing, but it has an x component, a horizontal component, a vertical component, your y component, your magnitude, which is the hypotenuse, and then your angle measure, which is your direction where you're pointing. And so the way you can write this is x, y, or you can write this, as a number I hat plus a number j hat. And so I hat and j hat are just x and y, just written a little bit differently. And so here, when we're going from x and y, or finding x and y from the magnitude and the direction, here is your formula for that. And so it's the magnitude times cosine of the direction is equal to x. The magnitude, and so these are just fancy ways of writing magnitude, times sine of the direction. And so the reason that is because we're always going to use the hypotenuse and we're always going to use the angle measure. So sine is always, the angle measure is equal to y over r, my radius, and then cosine is always equal to x over r. And so this is our formula every single time we are finding the x and y from the magnitude and the direction. So that's the formula for this part. When you're finding the magnitude and the direction, it means that you're given the x and the y. Well, finding the third side is just Pythagorean theorem. So a squared plus b squared equals c squared, or x squared plus y squared is equal to r squared. And then if you're given y and x, it means that we're always going to do inverse tangent here. And so inverse tangent of the y value over the x value is equal to an angle measure. Now, depending on where you are in the quadrants, you may have to add something. So if you're in quadrant 1, you're good. But if you're in quadrant 2, then you need to take that angle measure, because what it's giving you is this angle measure down here, and we need to take it, add 180 to it, and so now we're in the correct quadrant. In quadrant 3, same thing. The answer that the calculator gives you is here, and we need to take it and we need to add it. So quadrant 2, quadrant 3, quadrant 4, 2 and 3 you add 180, quadrant 4 you add 360. And then on the adding piece, you're just adding x's with x's, y's with y's, and getting your resultant vector. I'm not as concerned about your picture on this part. So hopefully that helps you, Isaiah.